guys, so we're looking at a Goodman furnace, and I'm hoping this one will be kind of a lesson for the younger guys. So typically, and this is a no heat call, unit's not working, so we turned it on at the thermostat and it is not running. Heard the draft motor come on while I was in the house, but I got to talking to the homeowner and playing with the dog. She's got a dog that likes to play tug of war with the rope. Anyway, I've come back down here now, and let's see what kind of fault code we have. It was the door closing behind me. If we can see it. Sometimes these things are hard. There it is. One flash. So for the younger guys, typically you're going to start out doing maintenance with most companies. And that's an opportunity, a no-pressure opportunity to kind of get to know equipment, different manufacturers, Goodman Train Carrier, Lennox, Ream, Rudd, Tempstar, Comfort Maker, Daikin, the whole 9 yards anyway. To get familiar with them kind of in a no-pressure situation. How they work, sequence of operations, same basic principle for heating and cooling, but a lot of manufacturers are going to do things a different way. You know, you kind of get how things are set up. Just an opportunity for you to, no pressure, no sitting around trying to figure out why something's not working. Get your hands on it, watch it run, get used to working with it. See what things do, relays, capacitors, different types of motors, gas valves, reversing valves, energizing and heating, energizing and cooling, things like that. So this is an example of the number one lesson you should learn. If a system's working when you get there to do the maintenance, make sure it's working when you leave. Because here's the thing, you can come out here and wash this thing and spotless, do your best job ever working on a unit, getting it maintained, getting it cleaned. The homeowner calls back the next day because they didn't have heat the night before. After you did the maintenance, then there's a problem. It doesn't matter how good of a job you did cleaning it. You didn't do jack squat if it doesn't work the next day as far as the homeowner is concerned. So I'm going to cycle the switch, and we'll get to the reasoning behind this in a minute. Turn the power off. Turn it back on. We'll wait for the thermostat to hopefully reboot and come back on. But your number one objective is to make sure if it's working when you got there, it's working when you leave. Obviously doing a good job. Cleaning it and servicing it is important. And we'll go ahead and start getting the doors off of it. We're going to see what this one does as it tries to fire off. But the easiest way to make sure a unit is working is obviously follow through. When you get done, visually watch it fire off, in this case a furnace. Ignition, sequence of operations, all the way until the blower comes on, and then watch it run for a minute or two, then go in the house. Make sure you have hot air blowing. That thing's still not flashing a code, is it? No, it's solid. We're waiting for the thermostat now. But feel the hot air. In case of air conditioning, feel the cold air. In cooling, you want to go outside and make sure your condenser's running. If it's a heat pump, it's in the right mode. Cooling, if you're doing the cooling service. Heating, if you're doing the heating service. You know, test and defrost, things like that. But when you finish, you want to make sure that the unit is running before you leave. That's the number one key goal. And if you do the simple process I'm talking about, last part of your maintenance should always be sitting here visually. In this case, a furnace. Thermostat calls, draft motor comes on, closes the pressure switch. Igniter comes on, which we didn't see that. So, look what we did. Owned out the igniter and left it unplugged. So you can own the igniter out on part of them as part of the maintenance. Do your test. So let me get it plugged back together before it calls again. Get electrocuted there. Okay. Oh, now we have the igniter. So let's see what happens. Gas valve clicked. And no ignition. I have to believe that may be related to that being left off from checking gas pressure. So let's turn that on. Let's watch it again and see what happens. And this isn't to beat anybody up or criticize anybody. It's just a lesson learned. The last thing you need to do when you do a maintenance, whether it's a cooling service or a heating service, in this case a furnace, watch it fire off, wait for your blower motor to come on, and check your temperature rise last. You're not going to get a temperature rise if the blower doesn't come on, which means you didn't leave a capacitor unplugged or something like that. So the simple step, put my meter over here, here's our wire, so check my amp draw when the motor comes on. Which it is running. I can hear it, we've got 4.5 amps on it. So for the young guys getting into this, and there's a lot of you, because you know when I came in, probably half of the crew that I worked with, out of about 15 people, they had all been doing this 10, 15, 20, 25 years. That's not the case anymore. All the older guys are retiring, they're getting out of the field. I'm not far away from that. But you know, you got Google. We didn't have Google. We didn't have cell phones and things like that when I was coming along. So you have to have a little bit of technical aptitude and mechanical kind of aptitude. Figure things out, problem solve. But if it was working when you got there, it needs to be working when you leave. The easiest way to make sure that's happening is to watch it fire off. In this case with a furnace, sequence of operations, last thing is the blower. Then go in the house, verify you've got hot air blowing, then set the thermostat back to where the homeowner wants it, and you've ensured that you left the system running when you left and it was running when you got there. Check your temperature rise last. However you want to do it. Air conditioning, you're going to run the air conditioning, you're going to get through cleaning everything, the outdoor coil, all that stuff, drain line, whatever. Last step is to turn it on at the thermostat. Verify the outdoor unit comes on, make sure you got cold air blowing, satisfy the thermostat back. A lot of guys will just clean everything, get their stuff together and throw it in their bag and get in their truck, do their paperwork and leave. The last step of a heating maintenance or a cooling maintenance should be to physically see the system come on, fire off, it's blowing cold air, it's blowing hot air, whether you're doing air conditioning or cooling. Then go back and satisfy the thermostat wherever the homeowner wants it. The easiest way to prevent leaving something unplugged, whether it's the pressure switch hose, cleaning the hose port, your igniter, arming out the igniter, flame sensor, cleaning the flame sensor, you leave that unplugged. You leave a blower capacitor unplugged, you leave the gas turned off because you're checking the gas pressure. There's things that you do that you have to make sure you put them back the way you found them, or someone's going to have to come back behind you like this, explain to the homeowner what the problem was, eat crow a little bit, and hope that it's not the on-call technician on Saturday or Sunday going out on a no heating or a no cooling call because you did the maintenance on Friday and you left something turned off. Disconnects for the outdoor units put back in. Capacitors plugged back together correctly. Little things like that make the difference, and it doesn't matter how well you clean the system. If it didn't work when the homeowner turned it on the day after you left, as far as they're concerned, you didn't do jack squat. So just let this be a lesson. Check everything before you leave. Turn it on, make sure it runs. Appreciate you watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.